Miner got it back in front of the net. And the backhander by Gradine was grabbed by Billy Smith. A big pile-up in the New York Islanders net.
Nicky, having seen the 4 games the Islanders played against Quebec, just through the first 15 minutes of this one, there is the strong indication that the Islanders are in a lot tougher against this team.
No question about it, Dick. Fell forward, started to spin the wheels right here. Look at him right here. He makes sure that Wally Harris is going to see it, but look where the stick is. Boy, he would be lucky with the mask on there. Gordon Lane with that stick right up across the throat area.
Some room on the boards. They're offside as they cross the line, and they come up, pushing and shoving. There's one wild swing.
Look at that.
Landed.
It's quite a combination at close quarters. Harold Sneps and Bob Nystrom.
A couple of tough guys, Dick.
And they've got a fight going now. That's Sutter. Might be another one going.
Sutter and Campbell, Bob, the original 2 combatants, got away from it. Jim Nill and Gordy Lane, who had rushed in to pinch in on his blue line position. 2 linesmen in immediately to get these 2 broken up. Colin Campbell on top. Dwayne Sutter.
If you're scoring for the knockdowns at the bell or whatever, Campbell the clear winner in that confrontation. This took place well behind the play.
Well, you know, Dick, again, Sutter went straight for the front of that net, and Campbell was right there to intercept him. Look at, they're going to go at it again. Bourne this time. Bourne.
And Campbell gets the win
again. Bobby Bourne.
This is going to be interesting now to see what the call is on this. 2 guys have fought with Campbell. They should, by all purposes, get 5-minute majors each. Bourne, Sutter. Well, here goes another fight. Rhoda and Sutter. It's the second fight.
And Rhoda is really driving that left hand in.
Well, somebody better hold on there. There's no linesman around to break them up. They're all with the other 2, Campbell and Bourne.
Well, keeping track of the numbers, you have Campbell and Sutter now in 2 fights and singles for...
Looks like a tag team.
Rhoda and Bourne. 1 fight each, the other 2 with a couple.
Go into action if he has to. He's a backup linesman here tonight.
Here's what happened, Bob. It looked like Wally Harris trying to get out of the way of a play. He got tripped right there, and look at the skate come up. It caught him on the right arm.
Vancouver Canucks and the Islanders in this first game of the Stanley Cup Final 82. Locked in a 5-all tie. And boy, some ill feeling between these 2 teams.
Put up some penalties here, Bob. I think Wally Harris is going to give, sounds like, or looks like from here, 1 to each team.
The Canuck goal and cleared around the boards by Brodeur. Right to Bossy, who stepped in front of Williams. Now to Bourne, to Trottier, couldn't hold the pass. One around to the far corner. Trottier and Williams bump together. And we'll get a face-off to the left of the Canuck goal. There's a break in the action. The score, the Islanders nothing, the Vancouver Canucks nothing. 386 career penalty minutes in the playoffs. That's including tonight. That's what Dave Williams has. Second in NHL history. Second to Dave Schultz. Here's the penalty. Trottier, you see Williams come back with a little jab. They're boyhood friends. Dave Williams and Brian Trottier. They've known each other for many years. Doesn't matter when you get in a hockey game. Not when the money's on the line for the Stanley Cup. A couple of Saskatchewan boys going at it. A big purse. Dollar in forecheck and Bouchard. Now a minute and a half remaining in the penalties. Brodeur using the stick to keep the Islanders forwards away from the goal crease area. As the play moves into center ice, a pass to Gradine, but it was offside. He put the... Now stick up a little bit. The other end, Bill Smith and Smeal exchanging some words after Smeal has come in late. That'll bring Let the shot go after a whistle, and Ron Wicks directing some traffic at the side of the Islander net. What Billy Smith is really doing is saying to Richard Brodeur, don't act like a little kid down there. Every time somebody skates near the net, you get your stick up in front of you like they were going to do something. And Billy Smith, what's he do? He does the same thing. He takes a swing at the puck or the stick or the person. It's a threatening gesture. Richard Brodeur. Here's a great camera. Beautiful camera work. There's the shot. And as Bourne swung the stick at the rebound, he caught Richard Brodeur. Down he goes. The Vancouver Canucks. DeLorme was trying to goad Dave Langevin into a penalty. Watch the stick go up right here. Langevin gives him a pretty good shot. And then the retaliation. 1-2. Heavy hitting in front of the net. Harold Schnepps explaining to Brian Trottier, just trying to get you out of there, give you a little push. The same thing. Trottier gets the stick up, and then boom, Campbell levels him from behind. Not the most courageous check of the night so far. Let's watch Bossy as Campbell tries to chop him down like an oak tree. Bossy gets the shot away. Brodeur, as we watch, is that Lupul or Minor?
I think it's Moline.
Well, I was close. It's a Vancouver Canuck. There's Dennis Potvin throwing his stick. That's actually a penalty also. It could be called as abuse of the official or a 10-minute misconduct.
Potvin is out on the ice. Langevin heads for the Islander bench.
John Tonelli. Canucks get 4 minutes. It was the original penalty on Colin Campbell, not John Tonelli. And then Tonelli puts his stick up, and Campbell says, let's cross swords. See, there you see the signal of Wicks. Campbell crossing swords. A threatening gesture, I should always point that out.
Plays it to the corner. Minor chases it. Gary Minor, number 20, is hammered right through the glass. Trottier banged it into the boards, and out came the glass, and Minor ended up in the expensive seat. Bossy comes in. Schnepps was there to knock it loose. Now Trottier in the near corner. Trottier waited for the man to come in on top of him. It was Gradine, and Trottier is still being tied up, and then he gets a bump by Fraser, and they pile up in the boards, and will get a charging penalty, I believe. Fraser came in late,
and he gets a charging penalty. Look at Brian Trottier. He sees him coming. That's a penalty. Wasn't called. That's Gradine that Trottier went after, and then Fraser comes in behind. As they wrestle along the boards, boom, there he is. Smith gets the puck. Thomas Johnson gets the penalty. Heavy collision. That's what's dangerous about being a goaltender.
On the far side of the ice, gave it to Moline. Moline shot through a screen, knocked down, rolling puck. It's underneath Lane. A scramble, and finally the whistle is sounded. Trottier upset with Gradine, goes after him. Smeal is there. Fraser is on top of Lane. It sticks up in front of the New York Islander goal, and referee Ron Wicks will hand out at least one, maybe a couple of penalties. Now Lane is off to the side of the net with his stick up in the air a bit. A minute and 11 seconds remaining in the second period.
They're aiming at Trottier. Ron Wicks is going to wave a few players into the box. Trottier still having words with Fraser. Gord Lane. Fraser just took a punch. He just took a punch and missed. Lane had goaded Fraser into losing his cool.
Here's the way this little ruckus got started. Lane knocked his man down.
Boom.
Fraser got up, took a slap at him with the stick.
We just keep an eye on the puck here. It's loose. Trottier moves in. The whistle blows. Smeal on Trottier from behind. Trottier after the Gradine, and watch Gord Lane as he skates down. He's laughing at Fraser. There's Fraser's punch. That was Gauthier. And Gord Lane pointing at him saying, ha ha, you missed.
Races after it. Anders Keller draws a cloud. Boldered in deep. Looks for somebody in the clear. Chased back by Doring, and now is scrapped in front of the Islander goal, and who's that? Down on top of Bill Smith.
Williams.
You're kidding. Of course not. The Tiger went after Bill Smith. That stands to reason, but what's he doing out there in the power play anyway, 18?
Are you asking me?
Referee Ron Wicks asking everybody to leave the goal crease area. It's the linesmen, John D'Amico and Gerard Gauthier, trying to pull them apart.
Did not see any reason for Williams to be after Billy Smith, but maybe we can tell in the replay. Let's take a look. That's Ivan Bolderev with the puck. There's Billy Smith. Whack. There's one good reason. Boom, he gives it back to him. He's trying to make a little shish kebab. Billy Smith has a protector, of course.
Bourne back to Keller. Anders Keller to the blue line to Langevin. He bowled his man over.
Power play goals that we're seeing
When you think about records, the NHL record for power play goals in a series is 15, held by the Islanders versus Philadelphia in the 1980 finals.
And it continues as Nets and Brent Sutter went to the boards, drawing and shoving and pushing. Originally it was Gillies. They're going to get the big guy angry here, and then they'll have to pay the price. The big guy being number 9, of course, Clark Gillies.
That Williams. The last few times the Islanders have taken leads, Jiggs, you'll have to remember this, is that Vancouver did the same thing. Each time the Islanders have taken a lead, that may sound like a statement by a homer. That is not. That is fact. You remember back when the Islanders took the lead each time, we've had a serious altercation.
Well, referee Ron Wicks is going to hand out some penalties here. The boards into the Islanders zone. And there is Trottier. He is bowled over.
Say with Thomas Gradine. There's the check.
A 2-goal Islander lead. Stanley got the stick up a little. Oh, what a check by Trottier. But it's the Islanders 6, the Canucks 4, the final score. We'll be back with a recap and our Budweiser Star of the Game selection following this message. Trottier over the Vancouver line. Deep move, but then lost the puck. Picks it up, a backhander. Brodeur, the save. He holds on. Bossy was there trying to knock it away from him. Now we get some more of the six up after the whistle. Everybody congregating.
It's going to be a long night, Jake, without any reason. Vancouver come in quickly. The gloves and stick in every Islander face.
And referee Van Hellemond is going to clamp down immediately. He is handing out penalties. Colin Campbell started his career here, playing in the World Hockey Association at that time. And Potvin takes him up with a hip check. Able to clear it to the line off Williams. Lindgren picks it up. He's roughed up a little bit by Trottier, and then Bryan was knocked down.
One Mike Bossy let go earlier, a second shift of the hockey game.
Goring is at center ice. Stanley on the left. Nystrom on the right for the Islanders. Alinka was there to take the face-off, and Goring has been waved out apparently. Upset with linesman Ron Finn, and now referee Van Hellemond issues a warning, and Brooks is gone for 10 minutes.
Well, it might be an abuse.
That'll be only a 2-minute abuse of officials.
He's going to make them pay, and the team pay, obviously. He wouldn't give them a 10-minute misconduct. It would only be a fine. I could be wrong, but I would think Van Hellemond went over to make sure that Butch Goring, as you see him there, did not give too much static to linesman Ron Finn. And he gave too much to Van Hellemond, and he waved him. We'll have to wait and see.
He came up with the T. I thought he had gone to the hips originally. Then he came up with the T, indicating a 2-minute penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct. It used to be called abuse of the official. I set it to the right side. Bellin goes in deep, up there by Lane. Potvin is tied up at the side of the Islander net. Potvin off the boards. It comes back to Gillies. Mark Gillies, deep move, but the puck was tipped by Williams, and the Islanders cover up at center ice. And Sutter dumps it into the Canucks zone. And now play is called in the center ice area. Gillies and Williams had collided. Gillies got a piece of Williams, and now they're right back in close range. Overcome the two linesmen and referee Van Hellemond as well.
Williams had hit Clark Gillies with what looked to be a good body check, a hip check, and it seemed to hurt Gillies. He went back after Williams. He gave him a kind of a shove, not really a chop with his stick. Upset Clark Gillies. He does not upset easy.
Nice story in the New York papers yesterday about Clark Gillies and the stare. The big guy will stare you down, boy.
And it's for real. We've seen it happen before. When he gets mad, he kind of gives you the idea with the look.
The Islander line, drop pass. Williams a shot. It hit Langevin. And Williams tried to go back to the net. Got a piece of Bill Smith. Williams about playing the puck. And he was legal game. Now Williams takes a run at Bossy as the Islanders have cleared it to center. Into the Vancouver zone. That's Caller chasing it. Anders Caller taken out by Bellin's check. Stanley shot through a screen, grabbed by Brodeur. Nystrom slaps at it. It's underneath Richard Brodeur, and Brodeur comes up swinging the stick at Nystrom. That's to be expected with Nystrom trying to bat the puck away from him. And again, a lot of discussion. Trottier trying to get away from the check of Lindgren. Trottier got it to the corner. Bourne is bumped there by Campbell. And now Williams taken out of the play by Bossy, and Williams gives Bossy an elbow. McEwen in from the left point. Made it around behind the net.
Williams and Campbell converge on Bossy. Now Trottier giving a bump from Pinelli and Goring. This line clicking. And Brodeur came up big. Now Haleka is belted by Potvin check. And Haleka gets up very slowly. Vancouver is going to have to open up the floodgates and go all out. They're going to have to put the pedal to the metal. And we watch them as Jim Dill dumps the puck into the Islander zone. Then he's ready to square off with Bohr. Over comes linesman Bob Hodges. Ron Finn grabs Thorne. Hodges grabs Dill. Referee Van Hellemond sends them both to the penalty box. 12 seconds into the final period. A collision, then the six came up. And the challenge was issued and answered, and we get the penalty. Just dropped the puck for Potvin. Around Lupo's slash. Potvin comes to the Vancouver line. Find a shot that bounced off Howard right to the goaltender, and he holds on. Brent Sutter came in quickly. Nothing happened. But the sticks are up again. And there's Field throwing a right. Lupo having some words. As the Islanders converged on goaltender Richard Brodeur. Brodeur put his stick up in the face of Brent Sutter. This is the thing that Clark Gillies said in the interview at the end of the first period. That annoys him most is all of the lip service. Let's play hockey. That's what we're here for. Forget all that nonsense. Let's play hockey. It was Brent Sutter and Setz who were exchanging words there at the end of it all. We look at Brent Sutter. He's had more ice time tonight than he has had in the last series with Quebec. And this series combined, I would think. And has contributed tonight, setting up the goal by Gillies back in the second period at 2:56. Islanders got the draw to Potvin. Around the boards, that's Brent Sutter chasing it. Ties up Spiel. Dwayne Sutter came over, but it's frozen and we'll get a face-off. And again, some jostling. And there's Setz taking a swing at Dwayne Sutter. McEwen and Brent Sutter up against the boards. Lupul and Spiel for the Canucks. We could still be here for a long time at the pace of the third period. We're 4 minutes into it. That's Gary Lupul that you're looking at. Yeah. Young, 21 years old, 5'8", 175 pounds, from Powell River, British Columbia. A local boy. He's seen a little more ice time. Now the Islanders got the draw. This is Dwayne Sutter into the corner to Brent Sutter, and Setz went after Dwayne Sutter. The referee Van Hellemond comes over. Let's see if he's got one or two penalties. He's got two, I'm sure, Jiggs. He had both hands in the air, Van Hellemond, when he signaled the penalty. There's a break in the action. The score, the New York Islanders 2, the Vancouver Canucks nothing. They cannot accuse Dwayne Sutter of picking only on the little guy. Before dumping it in, Gillies in after it. He was checked. Dwayne Sutter and Fraser go to the corner. Brent Sutter comes over. A pile up. The puck still loose, they rule. It's in the skates of Brent Sutter. He's trying to kick it back to Gillies. Couldn't do it, and we'll get a face-off. And we'll get a little more shoving and pushing along the board. Dwayne Sutter draws the attention of the Vancouver Canucks. Standing on his feet as we look at some of the action. That's Colin Campbell and Dwayne Sutter. There's a little extra, another extra shot by Campbell. Now here is Spiel starting out. Fired it off the stick of Blonsvin. It bounced right to Bill Smith, and he'll smother it and hold on. Then he got a little spray off the skates of Spiel as he stopped quickly in front of the net. They're not going to get to Billy Smith tonight. They spray snow in his face, give him the stick, bump into him. They cannot break. Watch right there as Spiel comes in. A shower of snow. Actually, Billy Smith is saying, thank you very much. He's very warm, obviously, and behind the mask. You see the snow dropping off him. That's kind of a refreshing blast, like the Montreal Express coming at you on a hot day on Long Island. Al Arbor and the Islanders heading for their dressing room lead the series by the same score as tonight's game ended up, 3-0.